Also, this is a continuance of what I was saying as far as, the control factor. You know, people think that messing with people's family or messing with you, it's almost like playing cards. Like, that's a piece of paper. You talking about flesh and blood. You talking about flesh and blood. You talking about if somebody mess with your family or you, and say for instance they succeeded, you will not be here any longer. You're talking about just messing with someone's life based upon what makes sense with that. When you talk about ignorance, when you talk about stupidity and wanting to be on top with fame, like, this is not an example. An example of messing with somebody's family, somebody's blood killing, or surviving. Surviving is one thing, but then you get to a level to where you have the ability to make a change and you don't change and you stay in that realm, and you haven't figured out a way to defeat what has been keeping you in bondage, and you want to put people in bondage, you're escalating to your problems. And then you don't want to be happy for anyone else because you're held in bondage. That was your decision to make. So if somebody wants to be happy and wants to live and wants to progress, you cannot try to stop that based upon your insecurities and your ignorance. No one really grows out of ignorance, especially when you get money. Like, money is different levels of it. You have poor ignorance, you have middle class ignorance, you have top of the line ignorance. Nobody really gets out of that ignorance unless they make a change. So here I'm coming from a spiritual perspective. You cannot hate on me or try to stop me from where I'm going. Not that it matters anyway, but to give you a profound language on the behavior that escalates out of nowhere, especially a person that maybe not be on the same level as you, and you feel like you're better. But if you can't mess with somebody on your level, then you should make a change. Don't mess with someone that doesn't have the ability to do what you do. That's just unreal. Because what happens is that you put yourself continuously, not that you care, because at that point to where you mess with someone's life or someone in a worse position than you, you're at the point where you don't care, you don't have no feelings or whatever. And then when it comes to that point, you're just a walking zombie. You're a walking corpse. And what is your purpose from there? And what type of example are you setting for your loved ones? Yeah, okay, you're undefeated. So when you get to that point, it should be a point of change. What else are you going to do? You're going to continue destroying the earth until you're destroyed. So there is no existence after that. When you destroy everything plus the world in itself, like, you're not a conqueror. In God, you're more than a conqueror, but within God is change for the better, change for the greater good, not the greater evil. I mean, those are those choices. This life is you have some strong ones, you have some weak ones. But just because you're strong or just because you're creating change doesn't mean that you're weak. Because I can still create change or what have you and not be weak. But if you're considering someone as an example that's on your level, you have the greats that made a change and have not been weak. If you want people to be quiet, killing them or messing with their family is not the answer. The answer is to check yourself, check your whereabouts, what you plan to do, because no one's in threat of you but you. And if you notice, and I'm sure anybody can testify to, being in a situation and they don't understand their whereabouts, so they react a certain way because they feel like that was the best for them. But later on down the road, you realize, why did I react like that? That person did nothing to me. That person had nothing to do with me and my ultimate goals. And here it is, you destroyed someone's life based upon your insecurities and your ignorance. Let's talk. Let's talk more. Meleena Cute. Meleena Cute. Just follow me. We're going to talk some real stuff. I'm going to be goofy. You're going to see my lifestyle. And you're going to understand where I'm coming from. Because you're not dealing with someone that's ignorant. You're dealing with someone that's wise. And wisdom, came with time. Well, nah, I was wise. God always blessed me with common sense and understanding. But sometimes when you're, like, say, for instance, you're from a certain place like Orlando or Miami, and you don't get out, you don't understand the other cultures, the other things, the other ways of life, what's outside of this world. Because all you know is Miami, Atlanta, or someplace where you live. You don't know other cultures. You don't know what's outside in this world. And just because you don't know doesn't mean someone that does know should put you in a position to where you're dead. You got all these people dying, and they didn't even get a chance just because of ignorance. All you had to do was probably talk with these people. All you have to do is probably understand, or have somebody else talk with them. I mean, you have so much money to do so many things, and you improvise in so many other things, but you can't improvise with saving lives? It's so sad, but let's talk. Let's talk. Understanding to understanding, wise wisdom. Let's break down the levels. Let's talk. Meleena Cute. Lock me in.